Did you ever look at a map? Maybe it's a rail map, a road map, even a topographical map, and wonder, where are these places? Who needs to go there and why? Well, maybe it's just me. But every day, walking to the train, I go past the Shanghai metro map, and I wonder what is out there. Is it residential estates, industrial wastelands, or even a lovely piece of nature? Well, I've decided it's time to find out. I'm going to travel to the end of every metro line in Shanghai to see what is out there. So join me as I go to the end of the line. So why? Well, a few reasons really. Firstly, I've done a bit of vlogging over the past year or so and I've enjoyed it, but it's always felt a bit incohesive, like it's lacking a central theme, a central narrative. So that's what I've got with this project. Also, of course, a personal project to develop the skills is always good, and it was inspired by a vlog I did in Nanjing. I'll put the link here. To a metro line which went way out into the middle of nowhere, and I wondered what was there, and it turned out to be this lovely lake. So hopefully we can find something similar in Shanghai. And this project also has a definite endpoint. I don't want to just walk in circles and talk indefinitely. I want to have something to work towards. So hopefully that way I'll be able to keep up the creative energy and momentum all the way to the end of the project, and hopefully you and me won't be bored by, say, line 4. And I've lived in Shanghai for a year and a half now, along with countless visits before that. So I've got all my places I know, which I'm comfortable with. I've got my bubble, but I want to step outside that bubble and go and explore. And what better way to explore than the Shanghai Metro, which is currently the longest metro system in the world, at over 650 kilometers in length, with 15 lines. And it's entirely possible there will be new lines open before I finish this vlog series. And of course, like life itself, it's not just about the destination, it's also about the journey. So aside from going end to end, I'm also going to jump off along the way and find a few of the more interesting and unusual things around Shanghai. Now, to be honest, I am somewhat making this up as I go along. So hopefully we'll have something which is a little bit adventurous, a little bit educational, and a little bit entertaining as well. So of course we're starting with line 1, which, as you'd expect from the name, is in fact the first and oldest line of the Shanghai Metro. We're starting in the southwest at Xinzhuang, before moving through Xujiahui, the business district, the centre of the French concession, up to People's Square, Shanghai Railway Station, before finally heading all the way north to the northern terminal at Fujin Road. It's the first stop, it's going to be the end of line 1, Xinzhuang, and we're almost there. So, hello Xinzhuang. I guess the most interesting thing about Xinzhuang is it's the end of line 1, but it's also the start of line 5, which goes to the south. So we'll be back here in a few episodes. So we're at the metro station next to the railway line. This construction site. Quite a few residential areas, and a shopping centre over there behind me, and this quite large bus stop. So yeah, all pretty standard stuff for Shanghai really. Alright, sorry about that. I know the footage was a bit blurry, but only in China would even the buskers have QR codes to accept mobile payments. So WeChat Pay and Alipay everywhere. So you can leave the house quite comfortably without any cash, any cards, and you're fine. So I'll try and give you a bit of a demo of WeChat Pay and Alipay that's not blurry sometime soon. About to jump on the train and head north.
Now at Waipan, doors will open on the right.
Those guys have to get paid by the number of leaflets they drop on trains, whether anyone reads them or not. Normally advertising for real estate. So the next stop is Jinjiang Park, where we have the Jinjiang Amusement Park. Sure to be a fun, lovely day out for the whole family. But I'm not going to Jinjiang Amusement Park. Instead, I'm going next door to here, the Shanghai Aviation Enthusiast Center. Let's go take a look. So yeah, that bit I said a minute ago about being able to leave the house without cash, it's 99% true. This must be one of the very few places in Shanghai that doesn't accept Alipay or WeChat. But it doesn't matter. 8 kwais, just about $1.50 Australian. That's probably less than €1. I'm not quite sure of the exchange rates, but here we are. So we have this series of Cold War era fighter planes, a couple of MiGs, so a few Russian built planes, and also some which were built by the Chinese to Russian designs. In addition to that, we've got this Russian airliner, Ilyushin, behind me, and DC-8. And at least that one's open, so we can go and check it out inside. And I do really like this stencil font they've got on the nose of these fighter planes. It gives a certain aesthetic, but it's pretty cool. So I hope this isn't the only time in my life I ever get to sit in the business class end of a plane, but this DC-8 has an interesting history, according to the information sign out the front at least. It ran off the end of the runway while landing at nearby Hongqiao Airport, and presumably it was too damaged, so it was uneconomical to fix. So it got donated here to the Shanghai Aviation Enthusiast Center. I think it's fair to say though that this plane, along with all the others here, have seen better days. So I'd seen a couple of photos of this place shot by drone on Instagram, so about a month ago I came down here to fly the drone over here, and it looked a bit like this. And it's amazing to think that my drone probably has more computing power than this old airliner from the 60s behind me. So, Shanghai Aviation Enthusiast Center, it's interesting, certainly at least it's value for money, but it's time for the next stop. Xujiahui, one of the main business districts in Shanghai. Of course, Shanghai being such a large city, there are multiple business districts, and this is one of them. Here we are now at Xujiahui Cathedral. Since Western settlements arrived in Shanghai in the 19th century, Xujiahui has been the centre of, I guess you'd say religion, at least Christianity, Catholicism. This cathedral was built in the early 1900s. During the Cultural Revolution, it was vandalised and used as a grain storage hall but in the late 70s it was reopened and slowly restored. And religion in China is it's an interesting topic. Essentially, religions have to be state sanctioned, so more or less, don't rock the boat and you're fine. So from state-owned grain warehouse to important monument under the state protection, Xujiahui Cathedral has had a quite interesting history. South Shaanxi Road metro station. This is my neck of the woods in the middle of the lovely former French concession. This road here is Xujiahui Road, one of the two main famous shopping streets in Shanghai, the other one being Jinjiang Road. There's a lot of famous brands have their stores on Xujiahui Road. Just a little down there is a big luxury shopping mall with Apple, Gucci, Prada, LV, you name it, it's there. I live just behind that shopping mall in a slightly less luxurious area. South Shaanxi Road does have an interchange with two other lines, so I suspect we will be back here. But for now, I just wanted to show you this. The lovely Art Deco Cafe Theatre. This area is called the French concession because in the 19th century, when Western countries came and settled here, made settlements, each country had their own section. There's an English section and a US section, which combined to become the international settlement. There was also the French district, the French concession. And there was also a small Chinese village, which Shanghai was only a small village before international countries came and settled here. So this lasted pretty much up until the Second World War when the Japanese invaded and took Shanghai. Famous or infamous People's Square metro station, one of the busiest, if not the busiest, in Shanghai. There's three lines that intersect here. There's more here to see, we'll be back for sure, but today we're going to check out the actual People's Square. So here we are, People's Square. We've got a very nice flower arrangement, topiary thing going on here behind me, and behind that is the Shanghai Museum. We've got a few more important buildings around here. Just behind the trees there is the Shanghai Urban Planning exhibit. Very recommended for architects, that one. This tall building here is the Shanghai People's Government, so basically the central government for the whole of Shanghai. And also hidden behind trees behind me there is the Shanghai Grand Theatre. Now the other interesting thing about People's Square is this point where I'm standing right now, which is actually the 0 point for all distances in Shanghai. So everything is measured from right here. So right now I am actually at the center of Shanghai. So People's Square, it's not as big as other squares, particularly one notable square in Beijing, but it's quite nice. Surrounded on three sides at least by park. Behind the People's Government building there is People's Park. We'll definitely be going there next episode on line 2. There's something special I need to show you there. Ever since I've seen the name Shanghai Circus World on the Metro map, I've been intrigued to find out what exactly it is. So the time has come to go visit. there it is, Shanghai Circus World. It's an interesting sphere of a building. Presumably a theatre for circus performances, so yeah, interesting. Might just chuck the drone up in the air and get a quick shot. I would not expect metro station entrances to have street numbers. So we're heading deeper and deeper into the suburbs to the north of Shanghai. We're on the last stretch towards the northern terminus of Line 1, so it'll be interesting to see what we find. So here we are, Fujin Road, the end of Line 1 in the north of Shanghai. We've got a few tower blocks over there, some rubble, which I guess is probably from more low-rise buildings that have been demolished. Presumably also will be turned into a housing estate at some point. Gas station, there's the metro station there. So yeah, with this pollution that's blown, it looks quite apocalyptic almost. So there we have it, Fujin Road, the end of Line 1. Very much the end of the line. I guess the demolished houses here do push it a little bit towards the wasteland end of the scale, but yeah, very much a residential area, and by the look of it, only going to become more so in the future. So if you liked what you saw, there will be more episodes coming. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, whatever, share, please do it. So stay tuned, we'll have the next episode, Line 2, coming up very soon, going from east to west, airport to airport. I'm looking forward to it, so bye now. And at least being at the end of the line means it's easy to grab a seat on the way back.
We're now at the terminal station.